Hi Zanab, I'm moving in from New York and I'd like your help with adjusting into West Hill. So I was wondering if you could give me any tips or advice about the classes and the teachers and how to do well in West Hill High School.
Nice to meet you. You must be excited to go to West Hill in Stamford, Connecticut.
Yeah, I'm really excited about going to West Hill, but I am anxious because it's a different school and I don't know
What classes are you taking?
So far in my schedule, I have Marine Bio with Neil Perry, AB Calc, and AP English Lang with Amy Calandro, as well as AP US History with Miss Lesh.
You better drop Marine Bio quick, because that teacher is a bum. Don't take A Push. Miss Lush is crazy.
Okay, I will drop them. What about AP English with Miss Calandro?
No problem, Juan. Anything else?
Can you tell me more about what kind of assignments we'll be getting over the course of the year?
Be prepared for that class. Read the book thoroughly and mark the character's growth over time. We usually have a lot of chapter assessments and essays and quizzes on books that we're reading in class. And I would study for vocab quizzes via Quizlet, and she usually will make the Quizlet for all of us if we ask her to.
Okay, what exactly should I be aware of?
One thing you should be aware of in Miss Calandra's class, especially after my class did, was to always not talk. When she's talking, she does not like it.
That doesn't sound too hard.
You would be surprised.
Anyways, what kind of books do you read in the class?
Pretty much all the books we've read during this year have to do about murder, death, and depression, or all of the above.
Okay, that sounds fun. Is the teacher depressing too?
Nope, she's pretty lit if you ask me. She has blow pops at 50 cents a piece. A blow pop a day will keep the bad grades away.
Okay, that's good because I'm gonna need it. Since I don't actually read books, I just spark notes them. In fact, I've never read a book in my entire life.
Don't use Spark Notes, use Schmoop. It's a much more accurate and detailed for books. It'll actually be like you read it without reading it.
Okay, well, it's a really good thing our teacher isn't listening to this conversation.
She won't know a thing.
Yeah, there's no way that she can know that I read the schmoop of the chapter 5 minutes before taking the actual quiz.
But Juan, you have to read Schmoop like it's the book itself. You can't read it 5 minutes ahead of class. You have to read it like it's the real book itself.
Do you know why exactly I should take AP English instead of a normal English class, which could be easier and better for my grades?
I am still talking. Still talking. Good.
Do you know why exactly I should take AP English instead of a normal English class, which could be easier and better for my grades?
You gotta take AP English for the AP exam. You should really sign up for that ahead of time so you don't forget.
Okay, so how should I prepare so I can get a 5?
To help you with your essays, you should know about current events that are going on, even in America or around the world,
And what's the point of getting a good score on the exam?
You gotta take the exam to make Calandra proud. And a lot of colleges will take 4 or a 5 score as credit.
What about the writing aspect of the class in AP English?
Good point, Juan. For the writing aspect of the class, since it is English, we do a lot of time writes that help us since there are 3 of them on the exam.
Could you tell me what a timed write is? I've never heard of that before. We didn't have those in my old school.
Since you don't have timed writes in Australia, I can give you a bit of background information. You have 40 minutes to complete one essay with at least 3 body paragraphs and an introduction and a conclusion. But for different types, if you have an argument, you might need to have a counter argument or concession, which can take up to another half a paragraph. That should be around the end or the middle of your essay, and it does strengthen your score.
Really? That sounds pretty hard. I don't think I could write 5 paragraphs in less than 40 minutes.
Even if you're afraid you might not do well on the first try of a timed write, Miss Klinger allows you to retake it and get up to a 6, which is around an 82%, because she is so nice.
Is a 6 a good grade for a timed write?
The scores of a timed write range from 1 to 9, 9 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. But getting 9s are quite rare, and a 9 isn't even a full 100. It's like a 98. But getting a 6 is very good.
Okay, well, do you have any tips for getting high grades in the class just in case my timed write scores aren't very good?
There's a plethora of ways to increase your grade. She gives you a lot of extra credit, but do well on the reading quizzes. Even though they're quite minor compared to other grades that are put in for your final grade, they can have a large weight. So I would definitely just study the vocab and always review the book and read it. Or you schmoop.
That's good. You make it sound like the teacher's pretty laid back.
For reading quizzes, the questions usually target main plot points, character growth, and themes and symbols in each chapter. If you read each chapter carefully and review it close to the quiz date, you should do well.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Vocab quizzes, on the other hand, are pure memorization. Quizlet has really nice games. I'm not sure if you use them in Australia, but they can really help you memorize it quickly and fun.
And what kind of activities do you do in class?
Pretty much, Miss Calandro's our mom. You know, Amy's been there. She's always helping us out. She knows when we're worried. She always likes to comfort us, and she's great. She gives a little bag of candy and a granola bar like a mom would. So I would definitely recommend her. 10 out of 10.
Well, I hope I can do pretty well in the class. It doesn't sound too bad.
So if you're worried about a deadline, what you can do is individually complain to her about the assignment date, and she will definitely move it back, like by a few days. Honestly, there hasn't been a time when she hasn't. We usually discuss the books we're reading for the class that we read at home. So we have done In Cold Blood, The Great Gatsby, The Scarlet Letter, and 12 Angry Men. We have Socratic seminars that go along with the book, and those are really fun, and you get a good grade on them as long as you participate enough and have a really good, compelling thought that you want to share with anyone. So pretty much you sit, your desks are like this, in a circle, then there are 4 desks in the middle where they then... So there are 4 desks in the middle where 4 people at the time are allowed to speak. If you're outside of that in the circle, you cannot speak. Points are going to be taken off if you speak, and she's pretty strict about it. I got a 75. Yeah. If you follow my tips that I got from my experience in the class, you will do better than I did, because I should have listened to my own advice.
Okay, thank you so much for your advice. I'm looking forward to taking AP English in the fall.
Can't wait to see you when you come from Australia. Good luck.